back to Dripping Springs High School here in Dripping Springs, Texas. We have another wonderful matchup set up for you here at the state THSLL semifinal Class A, pitting the Kinkaid Falcons at 12-5 against Rockwall. And Rockwall comes in at 7-5, and they've gotten on a hot streak as of late. But Kinkaid is solid up and down the line, and we'll see how this thing matches up. There are definitely some players on both sides. Kinkaid got a play-in on this game, and Rockwall had to come out of the Kingwood, Dripping Springs, and Memorial, and defeated the host school in Dripping Springs last weekend to advance. And we'll get the principals out here to dap up and head to their respective goals, and we will be underway. We had Colton Silverstein for Kinkaid, and Brett West for Rockwall. Rockwall might want to rethink their uniform selection today, as it's in the high 90s or high 80s and 90 on the turf, but they are all in black. And we will get underway here just momentarily. And we got a hold procedure. And Rockwall is rewarded with the ball. And Caleb King goes to work down on the wing for Rockwall. Connor Poe with the shot, and the attackman kind of hammered that thing into the pole. And Kinkaid rewarded with the possession. And Colton Silverstein will bring it up for Kinkaid. Ball going back the other way to Rockwall. The Kinkaid player thought it touched, and they reversed the call. Kinkaid possession. Watt Muir over the top of the goal. Kinkaid possession. Key Shaper will bring it in through X. And Hudson Kirk breaks that thing up and picks up the ground ball for Rockwall. And Rockwall resettles their offense and makes their personnel changes and rolls into the offensive zone. Rockwall back up top. Luke Avery uses the screen. They reset on the wing. And he's manhandled on a shot. Silverstein with the safe keep. And Kinkaid's on the clear. Textbook. Nobody had to clutch their pearls on that one. That was clean. Kinkaid checks in with Jackson Doran. And number 20, Walter Oswicki, gets a shot off. Rockwall makes clear and rolls into the offensive zone. And Rockwall counters with Evan Harris up top on the last check-in. Errant pass, Kinkaid ball. Falcons, for the most part, being untested thus far. And Watt Muir a little hot to handle there on the pass. And they turn over and promptly receive it back from Rockwall. Jared Meskin checking in. Kinkaid ball. And Rockwall's ride's gonna get their fire tested if this continues. And we got Kinkaid possession on the offside and a timeout. And Kinkaid wants to resettle and see how valuable these possessions are early on, where they don't want to flitter away an opportunity. And Rockwall will come out and counter with the best defense personnel they want to put on the field, and obviously make Kinkaid work. And Kinkaid comes out, and Rockwall likewise breaks the huddle. And Jackson Dorn will get the ball near side for the Falcons. Dorn stifled on his run by the Rockwall Ride. Nice save by Brett West for Rockwall. Kind of a position save. He set his feet and forced the shooter to basically work around him. And Rockwall unable to capitalize on a quick turn on transition with numbers, and an errant pass goes out the end line, and Kinkaid can roll it back on the offensive zone. West on the save. Just settled low, went wide on it, kept it in play. And Rockwall's rewarded with the ground ball. And looks like a Kinkaid timeout. And the officials are going through sticks over on the midfield line, and if you think that's just an exercise in futility, there was actually a stick caught in the previous game, resulting in a man-up situation because of the penalty. So these guys know what they're looking for, and like they say in NASCAR, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, but that's what their job is to basically have a look at what's going on and make sure everybody's equipment and gear is up to speed and is appropriate. Rockwall's defense laid out of the huddle. And Luke Avery will start on the far side. Ball upset by the deep hole and settles in the crease. Colton Seaver and his defense worked well in tandem on that, and nothing got away from him. Silverstein very comfortable out of goal. Well past midfield in the attack zone. Good ball movement from Kinkaid, and they're rewarded. Watt Muir cuts in from the wing, beats his man on a swim dodge and gets loose and goes near side post around West. And Kinkaid steps out with a 1-0 lead. Rockwall's LSM picks the ground ball up, and Rockwall rolls into the offensive zone. Landon Dutka on the shot, wide for Rockwall. Dutka again on the narrow goal face shot. Hits Silverstein right in the chest protector, and ball goes wide. Rockwall retains on possession. Rockwall with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And we have a push. And should be Rockwall with a fresh set of numbers on the shot clock. Centering pass to Dutka. Leads over to Poe. And Rockwall with the ball from the far side. Caleb King brings it in. And Rockwall works from the far side wing. King gets loose on his man, comes down goal line extended, cuts back in and goes top to beat Colton Silverstein. And we are evened up at 1-1. So we got 1:26 left in the period. Tied up, and Rockwall with the clear. Past midfield on an aggressive pass. Took Hudson Kirk everything he had to reel that in and keep that in and kick that off the sideline. Evan Harrison set his man up. And Colt Silverstein was just beat by the dribbling shot as he tried to catch up to it and ended up on the seat of his pants. And Rockwall goes up by a goal with just under a minute left in the period. Alec Easterby with the ground ball pickup and is now pressured by Rockwall. Well into their defensive zone. And it's out on the end line. 40 seconds left. And number 14, Connor Poe, goes low against the far side post, and it bounces in. And Rockwall's up 3-1. Evan Harris wins the face-off with the clamp between the legs to his long stick midi. Hudson Kirk, who rolls down, takes a shot high bouncer. And we have a flag down. And we have a slash going against Walter Ozowski for Kinkaid. And Rockwall will come out and obviously want to just keep their foot on the pedal. Winning with fast transition and quick attacks. Sustain themselves with offensive rolls that are just keeping Kinkaid off balance. We are underway here in the second period with Rockwall leading Kinkaid 3-1. Good stop by Silverstein. Is unable to keep it captured, and Rockwall just has a sustained possession with the shot. And Rockwall's sniper, Evan Harris, just unloads up at the top. And they have Kinkaid kind of twisted in knots with ball movement. Rockwall is just putting the pill around the field on the offensive zone. And up 4-1 on the Kinkaid Falcons. George Kinder comes up with the win off the faceoff. Watt Muir retreats to the wing to set the offense. Kinkaid's rolling in. The run stifled by the Rockwall ride. An errant pass over the goal, looking for a runner, but that didn't materialize and resulted in a Rockwall offensive zone appearance as Kinkaid checks in with their defense. Avery pushing the ball down on the near side wing as they rotate around. And Rockwall sets with Easton Warburg on the far side. Stifled out, he sets to the middle. Luke Avery on the go. And timeout Rockwall. Wanting to reset things in the offensive zone with just 16 seconds left on the shot clock. That series, we didn't see the crisp passing that we saw in the last series that resulted in the goal. And as we hit the field here, for the final 9:27 of the second period. For those of you at home, concessions are half off here at the field. I don't know that does you any good, but great news for me. And Caleb King will set up on the near wing for Rockwall. And 2 seconds left, and time clock possession penalty. Kinkaid rewarded with the ball for the stout defense. Tanner McNamara feeds up, rolls off as the offense resets for Kinkaid. And Kinkaid turns over. Osowski kind of beat his man on a swim and had his position where he wanted it, and they just rolled into the end line where it went out. Kinkaid ball. That possession change was on the goalkeeper for coming out, going back in with possession of the ball. It's a penalty so great that they named a hamburger chain after. It's called in-out. Errant pass. And Kinkaid's having a scramble. Number 8, Jared Laskin picks it up at the top, runs back down in, gonna roll through X. And shot clock at 21. And shot on goal. And West kept it in play, kept it in front of him, and Kinkaid's wanting to roll through goal, and while they're screaming for it, Rockwall decided they'd just clear the ball. And they got in the offensive zone, turned it over. Jared Laskin picks it up. And we have a timeout. And the crispness of passing has declined here as of recent in the last couple of minutes in the second period. Rockwall still leads 4-1. Basically, the interchanges have resulted in really no decent shots. And just a lot of transition play. And it is hot here in Dripping Springs, but the wind is picking up. Bad news, it's a south wind. But for Game On Sports, I'm Jim Dixon here in Dripping Springs at Dripping Springs High School. We have a matchup with the Kinkaid Falcons and Rockwall. Rockwall is always kind of been in the hunt in the playoffs and pulled together a state championship, probably 5 or 6 years ago, but they've always been a great program, and Kinkaid's come on as of late. This looks to be a good matchup. Really nobody's really separated other than that run that Rockwall made in the latter part of the first period. And Kinkaid comes in. Keith Shaper gets a pass, and it's deflected out of bounds. Kinkaid retains possession. Osowski on the run, and can't really keep a handle on it. And Kinkaid manages to keep it in the offensive end of the field due to some hard work from one of their deep holes. But Kinkaid's passing's kind of doing them into this juncture in the game. And as we were just discussing, turnover, Rockwall's ball. Gabriel Myers on the pickup for Kinkaid, and they resettle back into Colton Silverstein, who brings it out. Extremely comfortable out of the crease is Silverstein. I understand from our scouting department he's had a early season goal out of the box. And Kinkaid is getting the personnel on that they want to approach with, and they come in from the far side wing. And Jarek Enkinson from Rockwall just flat broke that last one up. They had a runner on the far side, and he just got his stick on it and unfortunately couldn't get the ground ball scooped up to convert. And Kinkaid ends up with the ball on their remaining in their offensive zone. Some more activity from Atkinson, and they are rewarded with the ball on the turnover. And West turns over on the errant pass. Kinkaid, Muir got his guy turned around on a roll dodge and just couldn't get his hips all the way into the shot and went wide. And Rockwall will clear to midfield. Luke Avery goes into the offensive zone for Rockwall. Aiden Ragsdale on the wing, waiting on his screen, and gets up top, shoots wide, and Kinkaid ends up with the ball. timeout, Kinkaid. They're going to go over and talk about it. Yeah, Kinkaid, aside from that first goal they scored, really hasn't done a whole lot. A lot of busy work in the middle of the field, and passing is just not what they can rely on. A lot of missed opportunities in the offensive zone for sure. In Rockwall, aside from that, from 1 or 2 sustained possessions they've had in the offensive zone, their passing has been better than Kinkaid's, but not as good as what they exhibited in the one series where they basically moved the ball around as quick as you can do it and eked out a goal for it. But here with 2:04 remaining in the second period, we have Rockwall up 4-1 on the Kinkaid Falcons. Here from Dripping Springs at Dripping Springs High School. And these folks, they know how to throw a party around here. It's all hands on deck, and this has been quite the welcoming experience for us guys here from Dallas. They rolled out the red carpet down 290. And Kinkaid will set up shop here on the near side. Osowski's passing does him in again as they roll out the sideline. And Rockwall is given a fresh set of numbers and possession. Luke Avery's being pressured in the defensive zone. And Kinkaid with the hustle play and possession. And number 16, Watt Muir, had his man on a lane and just unloads right to Brett West, where he set up perfectly for the save, and they convert well into the offensive zone. Rockwall sets up shop now. And Rockwall looks like they're going to try to unbalance the Kinkaid defense. And Aiden Ragsdale takes his shot off the pole and right into the net. Under Colton Silverstein on the jump. And Rockwall steps up their game. 5-1 here with just 9 seconds left in the second period. procedure call. Rockwall with the ball. And time expires. And that is the close of the second period here from Dripping Springs. And Rockwall, by no stretch of the imagination, is running away with it, but they are certainly imposing their will on Kinkaid. Kinkaid hasn't answered, and they've done themselves in with some faulty passing and untimely turnovers. And they are headed to the near side to talk about it, see what they can do, and see if they can set it straight for the second half. But going in down 1-5, by no means is that insurmountable, but it's certainly something you have to overcome. And Rockwall has to piece together a little bit more offense. Their defense has certainly held course. They've forced errors and have benefited from it. But here, with just under 10 minutes left in halftime, we're going to take a short break. And from Dripping Springs High School in Dripping Springs, Texas, I'm Jim Dixon for Game On Sports. And welcome back. After a little belated halftime, some refreshment, and so forth, we are back in business here at Dripping Springs High School here in Dripping Springs, Texas, where we have the Class A semifinals pitting Rockwall against Kinkaid, and the Falcons have come out and they scored first, and other than that, that was the end of the highlights. They have been severely flat since then, and let's see if Mike Tentra spoke to his squad and they got some things straight at halftime, but they need to crispen up and tighten up on the passing, and that's really all they need to do because they are winning possession. We're talking about that in the press box. They're winning possession. They're just unfortunately turning the ball over, and Rockwall's taking advantage of it. Rockwall is up 5-1 and have basically put together a string of two offensive possessions that were sustained, and other than that, everything else has been quick strike and opportunity on transition, which is great because that is a huge part of the game, oftentimes ignored. And Cody Kovic wins the face-off and goes down, and they turn the ball over on an errant pass to the wing, and Kinkaid ends up with it. Colton Silverstein's walking it upfield. And the Rockwall faithful want some defense being played. Brett West for Rockwall in goal has been just outstanding today, and every bit of what's advertised for that kid. Shot off the pipes. Stays live for Kinkaid. Jackson Dorn on the wing. Errant pass. Kind of a scrum. Watt Muir ends up with it for Kinkaid. Resets the offense. Goes for a stop down on his shot and takes it into the low post. Past West, he set up inside, kind of got out of sorts with his poles. And Kinkaid makes him pay for it. And Watt Muir with some very physical play with men draped on him, gets some separation and finds a shooting lane and puts it in the back of the net. Rockwall wins the clamp and loses the face-off. Can't convert on the between the legs sweep to his wing. And Kinkaid seems to be moving on some extra cylinders right now. Looking to close the gap. Get down to a 2-goal deficit. Osowski working in, unloads the ball in through X. They work the top wing. shoot wide. Watt Muir again. Key Shaper with the assist from the back of the net. Unloads to Muir. Muir just pops it in the back of the net. Textbook. And they are back in business, cutting the lead to 2 goals. And here with 9:30 left here in the second period, Kinkaid's going on a brief run, down 3-5. Rockwall faceoff man Evan Harris takes it himself. Finds the lane, beats his man on the swim. Silverstein back there being an athlete and just stops it. He was well wide of the goal, and we've seen a lot of little tricklers go in today. Tanner McNamara works the entire length of the field, and Kinkaid sets up shop on the offensive zone. Osowski far side. And Laskin goes with a pass. And Hudson Kirk just says, hey, friend, I'll take that if you don't want it. And Rockwall rolls into the offensive zone. The Rockwall shooter, number 21, Caleb King, sets his feet, goes wide just off the post. Silverstein out of the goal, pulls down the pass. Rockwall with a couple of little bounce passes to get the ball settled to Key Shaper in through X, looking to exploit his man. Loses the ball on the swim. And Rockwall streaks the length. And it's forced out of bounds. Osowski will bring it in for Kinkaid. Preston Shields had a point-blank shot, and Brett West just kick-saved it well out of position, just stretched over it and ran it out with his foot, kept it live, and Rockwall scooped it up, set up shop here with the open light sign on in the offensive zone. shot off the pipes. Snuck through on the wide side. And Kinkaid on the clear was stifled. They ran it back in through Silverstein. Silverstein's kind of shaking and baking. And very deceptive. And that's what you do when you have your goalie about to score and you don't know what's going to happen. You call timeout and you reset everything. Madness to have that young man that far downfield. He is certainly getting the love from his teammates. They like seeing those kids work hard. And he is over on the sideline gassed. When you work in a 10-foot circumference and you get 90 yards downfield, you might have to get you some water after that. But here with 5:18 left in the third period, the score doesn't reflect it, but certainly Kinkaid's momentum has changed, or their attitude has, and they're kind of taking the approach that we may run out of game, but they are certainly attacking, and the offense is a lot crisper than what we saw in the first half. Rockwall has bowed their backs. And they've played a tight defense, got a couple of goals in on them, but they're not looking down. And we break the timeout. Kinkaid Falcons trailing Rockwall 3-5. Yes, Colton Silverstein is still feeling the pain. He is down there trying to get the wind back. Key Shaper will bring the ball in on the near side for the Falcons. Resettles the offense. And Kinkaid rolls Walter Osowski in. Osowski gets loose, rolls in through X. Key Shaper looks off his shot. And Preston Shields goes right around crease, picks up a late slide, which really just kind of pushed his shot wide into the goal, beating Brett West. And with 4:04 left, Kinkaid is clawing back in this thing with a score 5-4. And they are certainly feeling the benefits of momentum. And at this point, Rockwall doesn't want this thing to get out of hand, so they're going to do what they have to. But they certainly need to generate some offensive possession time, and certainly need to go back to some of the passing ability they exhibited in the first half. with a sustained possession. If Rockwall can get the Kinkaid ride off balance, they can find opportunity. Right now they're kind of they're throwing a smaller line at it and trying to overwhelm them with the smaller, quicker players, and Kinkaid's really not having any of it in the defensive end. And here from Dripping Springs, Texas, with 4:04 left in the third. For Game On Sports, I'm Jim Dixon. Rockwall is breaking their huddle, and they're coming out. And they don't look like a team with a one-goal lead. And momentum has shifted, and they are looking to recapture. And the Kinkaid wing comes in and wins the ball on the ground ball, is unable to get possession. Caleb King comes off his wing position to grab it, and Rockwall resets. Caleb King upfield. Errant pass to Watt Muir coming in late, and he couldn't get a handle on it, or that might have been trouble. And Connor Poe picks up the ground ball, unloads the errant pass well over his attackman head and down past the end line. And we have some discussion between what is a shot and what is a pass among the fandom. But it's kind of like church. Many attend, few understand. Kinkaid sets up business on the offensive zone. Walter Ozowski goes into, oh my gosh, he gets goal line extended, gets leverage on his man. That shot was still coming out with his back turned. And Ozowski has just leveled this thing, and we are back to 5-5 with a whole new ball game. And Kinkaid, even though the score is matched, Kinkaid certainly has momentum on their side. And Walker Ball picks up that ground ball, runs it back in to Silverstein, and they opt for a conventional clear. Jackson Doran in the offensive zone. A little bit of a risky pass. Key Shaper rolls it up tight. Our man Walter Ozowski sets up shop at the top. Beats his man on a bull dodge. And Rockwall stifles the run and ends up with a turnover. With Caleb King on transition, doesn't really have anything to do, and then opts out for the perimeter. Rockwall takes the opportunity to reset. Luke Avery on the wing. Looks to see what the sub package looks like. And then rolls into work. Kind of got short cuffed on that pass. With a minute remaining in the third, 17 on the shot clock. Down to 12, 9, 8. Rockwall takes an abbreviated shot. Colton Silverstein takes that off the grill and gets it at his feet. .24 seconds left. And Kinkaid goes to the perimeter to set the offense on one last attack before the period ends. Rolls in through X. Walter Ozowski checks in. Hip save for Brett West to end the period and stifle the opportunity for Kinkaid. And here rolling into the fourth. This is just another day in the life of this facility. These guys we're getting another tight game. And this didn't look like it was going to shape up to be a tight game, and we're getting us a tight game just like the other two that we've had today. This gang at Dripping Springs knows how to throw a party, man. They know how to set up a dog race, and we'll see how this thing shakes out in the last period. But Kinkaid certainly rolls out with the momentum. And Rockwall, for the most part in the third period, has been on their heels. But from Dripping Springs High School, I'm Jim Dixon for Game On Sports. We're here for Kinkaid in Rockwall at the Class A semifinals. And these guys are resting it up, getting hydrated, getting some fluid, and ready to roll out for the fourth period, the last 12 minutes in this game. And this thing shaped up to be a Jim Dandy. The first half, I don't even know who those teams were. They're not the same teams we're watching right now. And Kinkaid comes out from under their tent, and they are ready to go. As Rockwall's goalie Brett West retreats to the south goal. And he seems to be the only one with any kind of spirit other than the Kinkaid bench, and momentum has shifted. And we'll go out for a face-off with George Kinder from Kinkaid. And Kinder loses the clamp to number 9, Evan Harris of Rockwall. And Rockwall pushes upfield. And Rockwall goes to Do a long stick midi substitution on the D-pole exchange. And we have a procedure call with Kinkaid coming back the other way. A little over 30 seconds gone in the fourth period. Watt Muir works the wing on the near side as they press up to the far side to reset their offense. Jared Laskin comes down on the wing. In through X. And we're going to go back the other way. Rockwall on the aggressive clear. Settles in the stick of Connor Poe. And Rockwall resettles with Luke Avery up top. Back up to Ragsdale. Low roller. And Silverstein reels it in. Wanting more separation. Makes clear down to Alec Easterbay. Easterby the pole, checks back in on the defensive side as Kinkaid resettles. Bringing out Walter Osowski. And we are right at 9 minutes left here in the fourth period. Osowski on the roll dodge, goes wide. Jared Laskin unloads wide, and Kinkaid retains possession. And Kinkaid gets a shot off, albeit high. Retains possession. Seven seconds left on the shot clock. And Rockwall will get possession on the sideline with a fresh set of numbers and a short field. And Caleb King is looking for some space to operate. Kinkaid is not giving any ground. Back up to Evan Harris. Harris looks for the defense to settle before he makes his move. And he'll be rolling down the lane here. Dish out wide. Ragsdale ridden to the far side. Resettles on the wing. 20 on the shot clock. Far side with Silverstein well out of position, and he gets back just in time to smother that shot out because it was an open net. And just under 7 minutes left. We have a timeout. It'll be Kinkaid's ball when we break. And these two teams are just matching up. Nobody really giving any ground, and there has been little opportunity aside from the shot that Rockwall had in the empty net that Silverstein smothered out with an extremely athletic move. But it has been an absolute pleasure for Game On Sports to work these games, although it's just the first part of the weekend of a long weekend. We'll roll into the business end of this tournament tomorrow with some finals. We have a couple of finals tonight over at the other stadium. We're working tandem games and juggling and all kinds of stuff. There's craziness going on. You don't even know. But we are happy to present this to you, and this has been a great event. And Dripping Springs has been very welcoming to the Game On crew and getting us in town and getting us set up. Everybody's been fantastic. And we're going to roll out here with 6:54 left in the fourth. And if this plays out like the rest of the games today, it's going to be a nail biter or not decided till the last couple of minutes. But it looks to me that neither one of these two teams is going to run out of gas anytime soon. Jared Laskin will bring in from the far side for Kinkaid. Pass disrupted by number 4, Reed Uselton. Kinkaid will retain possession. Watt Muir on the run. And Cole Sheebury kind of got under Muir and will serve some time for that on a cross check, I think. And the ball saved. The Rockwall player scoops it up, and we're still scrumming around. And Kinkaid settles it with Watt Muir picking it up. and resetting the offense from the wing. Preston Shields works it up top, or works it over to the wing. Over to Jared Leskin. Oh, nice cutter across the wing. They set up, pulled it into Watt Muir, right up at the top of the cage. And Kinkaid steps up 6-5 here with 5:28 left in the fourth. And Rockwall's number 9, Evan Harris, picks up the ground ball off the faceoff. And now Rockwall is see if they can answer. Caleb King got stifled out. He had his man beat on a stop down and just couldn't settle his feet. A shot better not taken. King on the wing again, uses the screen to get loose, forced through X. And we have a possession change. No, we don't have a possession change. Rockwall retains possession on the turnover. Because of the push. Cody Kavik on the far side, or in through X, goes to the wing. To Luke Avery. Avery's forced wide. Tries to center the shot. Center. And feeds Easton Warbush. And Warbush just goes low. And nobody's going away in this event. .351 remain in the fourth. Kander wins the clamp, and Rockwall picks it up. Evan Harris forced to the edge, tries to draw the push in the back. Is still wanting it. The faithful want it. Don't make it so, but nevertheless, Kinkaid has the ball with 3:24 left. And Walter Oslowski gets a shot off low. Key Shaper on the pickup. There is some spirited exchange going. And we're going to call timeout and reset everything and have a look. And here with 2:42 from Dripping Springs, we have this all knotted up 6-6 with Kinkaid and Rockwall. And this thing has turned into a gym dandy. And these officials will get everything sorted out. Nothing really in contention to discuss. They just want to make sure they have everything set on the field. As these guys roll into the last 2:42 of this game, nobody wants anything to be out of sorts, and that's why we have 4 officials, and they are going to make sure everything is set up right. What you're going to have is Kinkaid with the ball on the wing in the offensive zone. Game tied 6-6. Jared Laskin's gonna pick it up here on the wing. And we're underway. Ball over to Liskin. Ozowski on the move. Swaps up with Muir. Muir looking for a lane. Gets a corner turn, but he's out of sorts. Goes over the top of the goal. Kinkaid retains possession, 2-11. 46 on the shot clock for Kinkaid. Errant pass out of bounds. Rockwall ball. Luke Dearborn will bring in from the end line. Evan Harris on the far side. Rockwall with 38 on the shot clock. Push to the near side. Avery down the wing. In through X. The orange-shoed Cody Kovacic has a tough time handling it. Kovac settles back at the top. Connor Poe, soft pass. Ball loose. Walker Ball with the pickup. And in for a possession with holding. And there goes Silverstein. And we are in for some overtime. Both teams kind of flat in the last minute and a half. A lot of people looking at referees for calls. And unfortunately, it didn't really go anybody's way. And neither team was able to step up. And so we're going to roll into overtime here with 5 minutes into overtime. And with the overtime here at Dripping Springs High School, we have Rockwall 6 and the Kinkaid Falcons 6. And we are at 4 minutes in the way it works. It's sudden victory. You score first, you win first. And the way this thing shaped up in the second half, if you told me it was going into overtime, I don't think I would have thought you were crazy. And for those of you at home, the concession stand is now working for tips. This has just turned into an awesome game. We're going to have a face-off, sudden victory, overtime between these two teams. And no possession. So defenders and attackmen cannot get in, and now we are in play with possession going to Kinkaid. And more than likely they'll get it in the offensive zone and maybe call a timeout and see if they can get something they want to work with, unless they have something they want to work with off the bench. And Walter Ozowski is working in through X, with Hudson Kirk working him. Ozowski gets a shot, and West comes up big on a save. Rockwall opts to reset instead of attacking the goal. They're going to get their offense the way they want it. You are being treated to a gym dandy here. Rockwall unable to get set on a shot. And Kinkaid's ride is stifling them. Aiden Ragsdale goes wide of the goal. Couldn't get his hips turned. Colton Silverstein set up in the pipes, and Rockwall retains possession. They'll come in off the wide side. Connor Poe in business here, sets up top to Luke Avery. Avery over wide. Looking for Caleb King. King shoots wide. 11 seconds on the shot clock, minute 54 left on the game clock. Ball loose. Offense shifts on the game clock expiration. And Kinkaid makes clear. Tanner McNamara seeing something he likes and just pulled off it. Opting for a timeout. Kinkaid will come back in, have the ball possession on the near side. And I would think Rockwall comes out of the huddle with a little bit bigger defense than what they put on the field, knowing that they have to at least stop the ball to flip the field. Kinkaid's just going to do what they've done the entire second half. Pass the ball possession. And I would look for Walter Ozowski somewhere in the mix. And the fans are cheering on their squads, trying to breathe a little life into them for this last minute 18. And we are breaking the huddle, and we are made a stop in overtime to basically stifle out Ozowski. And Ozowski will get the pill here on the wing. And we're at a minute and just under 47 seconds on the shot clock. Watt Muir goes into motion on the wing. Just eating checks. Ozowski runs in through X. They're going to try and flip the field, see if they can find a lane. He beat his man on his lane. Got waved off with a late slide, or a late cover from Hudson Kirk. 4 seconds left. Shot on goal, fresh numbers for Kinkaid. And time expires in overtime, and we'll sit down and have another talk and come out for another overtime. I think with state final implications, there's no opportunity for Rochambeau on the face-off. These guys are going to have to play to win. Both teams certainly had their opportunity in the overtime. Each with a possession. So often times that doesn't happen. You win the face-off, you roll into your offensive zone, you call timeout, you set up your offense, and you go, and it's 20 clicks off the clock, and it's over with. But both teams used their best opportunity in those 4 minutes. I think if anything, this is taking it out of the fans. And we'll roll out here for another face-off. George Kinder will be the principal for Kinkaid. Countered by Evan Harris for Rockwall. And Walker Ball with the pickup for Kinkaid. And Key Shaper will set up on the edge as Kinkaid gets their substitution package in. Walter Ozowski beats his man on the lane. It's stifled out by the crashing Jarek Atkinson, who comes in and remains on him. Ozowski gets goal line extended, gets his hips up, shoots wide, or shoots near. And Rockwall has their opportunity with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left. And Kinkaid came in, number 13, Key Shaper, put a hat on him, knocked the ball loose, and Kinkaid has their offense set up. They'll have possession on the far side. With 2:44 left here in the second overtime, 78 seconds left on the shot clock. And the stands go silent in between timeouts. I think they're resting up. They're getting their breathers. Kinkaid meeting under the tent, talking about what they're doing. Rockwall opting for the sun. And with 6-6 in the second overtime, here from Dripping Springs High School in Dripping Springs, Texas, for Game On Sports. We can just harness the excitement. Nothing but 3 solid games today. It just shows you how competitive each level of lacrosse is here in THSLL throughout the state. Kinkaid comes out. And they have some sort of an offensive game plan, and we'll see how that plays out. Key Shaper bringing it on the far side. Rolls into Watt Muir, brings up the lane. shoots into a defenseman. And Rockwall pushes the ball up for clear. And Rockwall kind of sitting on the transition at this point. They want to opt in for their best opportunity on offense. And number 14, Connor Poe, just goes pipes on the far side with a skipper. And that one just clears the outstretched foot of Colton Silverstein. And Rockwall walks out of here with a win, bringing their season total to 8-5 on the year. Kinkaid dejected and has nothing to hang their heads about. That was a great game to watch and be a part of. And Kinkaid has nothing to hang their head about. They played a great game and had a tremendous season just even to get here. And Rockwall advances past Kinkaid, who was rewarded a bye for their season thus far. And Rockwall tomorrow is shaping up to be a gym dandy for them. They meet at center field and breathe a community sigh of relief and get ready for tomorrow. And I don't mean to rush you, but I kind of got a date at another stadium just down the road. Just because this game's over doesn't mean Game On Sports is done. So these guys will dap it up, congratulate one another, and get ready for tomorrow, whether that tomorrow is a championship game or off-season, regardless. But here from Rockwall High School, for Game On Sports, I'm Jim Dixon, and you've been treated to a gym dandy where Rockwall has walked out of here victorious 7-6 over Kinkaid. And this has just been a great day of lacrosse, and it continues on. And